My name is ADRIANA SYAMIMI. So I want to tell about introduction our topic presentation and the article first introduction. The article state about the increment of food price in the year 2025. Based on the article, it is found that Malaysia has the higher record of food expenditure among South Asian countries. Therefore, we as a group would like to perform a mock study to understand and analyze the issue better. In recent years, whole household food expenditure has become an important topic of study as it reflects about living costs and economic well-being. This project focuses on the food expenditure pattern of local households in Bukit Gambir, where data on income, food spending, and the percentage of income allowed to food were collected. By applying statistical and probability method, this study aimed to analyze household spending behavior through measures such as mean, median, variance, and standard deviation, as well as to construct frequency distribution and probability model. The finding will provide insight into how income level. Next is problem statement. We have a resident in KKD Amradang, Villa Siswa, who would like to understand about the issue, namely how the increment of food price that it incur affect household at Bukit Gambir Serong. Therefore, the data sample that we collect in is from the resident in the state area, which is Bukit Gambir Serong. Although food is a basic necessity, the proportion of household income spent on it can vary greatly depending on income level, lifestyle, and economic condition. In Bukit Rangin, some households allocate a large percentage of their income toward food, while another spend significantly less. Without proper analysis, it's difficult to identify the pattern and factor that contribute to this difference. Therefore, there is a need to apply statistical and probability method to evaluate household food expenditure so that we can understand the distribu- distribution, variation, and relationship between income and spending in this community.
Household food expenditure in Bukit Gambir. The population is all households in Bukit Gambir, but instead of collecting data from everyone, we selected a sample of 100 households. This makes the study more practical and manageable. For this household, we observe three main variables for their monthly household income, the total food expenditure, and the percentage of income that goes to food. By defining the population, choosing a representative sample, and identifying clear variable, the study becomes more reliable and gives us meaningful results about spending patterns in the community. Raw data collection. Raw data is the original information gathered from the 100 households before any processing or analysis. The data includes three important details for each household: income, food spending, and the percentage of income that's spent on food. At this stage, the numbers may look unorganized, but they reflect the real situation of the community. This raw data is processed into frequency tables, histograms, and OGIVs. We also calculate values such as mean, median, and standard deviation. These steps help transform raw numbers into useful insight about household food expenditure. Raw data is the starting point that leads us toward understanding patterns in differences in food spending among households in Bukit Gambir.
Hello and Assalamualaikum. I'm Amir Zafran and today I will be presenting about our data presentation, our ungrouped data analysis, and group data analysis. Moving on to our data presentation. For our data presentation, we have divided our 100 data into 10 classes, with each classes has the size of each like 8.463, which means when the minimum start at 8.52, the boundary of the class is ranging from 8.525 to 16.9985. And from the frequency table, we can see that the medium is at 20, which is taking the class of ranging from 16.99 to 25.45. Now moving on to the data presentation of our histogram. Our histogram graph has shown that the value of our mode is at least 22.9%, while our graph or GIF graph shows that our median value is at 39.33%. Keep in mind that both of these graphs is calculating the value of percentage of how much income that has been used by households to buy groceries and daily needs. Now, moving on to our ungrouped data analysis. As I said earlier, our minimum value of data percentage of household spending their income on basic necessities starting at 8.52% and ranging, and then the maximum value of, as I said earlier, is 93.15%, and the range, which means the difference between the maximum value minus the minimum value, is 84.63%. Now, based on this ungrouped data, we would derive an analysis where the mean value is at 38.43%, with the mode value being unavailable, and also the median value is at 34.89%, and variance at 394.7603, and the standard deviation at 19.8868. Now, moving on to our group data analysis. As I said earlier, as due to the fact that the difference between our maximum value and our minimum value is 84.63, we have divided the range to 10, which gave us the value of 8.463. So now each of our classes have at least the range of 8.463. For our first classes, the frequency is 12, and with the next classes having the frequency of 20, and the next one having 17, 14, 10, 6, 10, 8, 2, and 1. And the total of frequency of all this data is 100. This is due to the fact that all of our data is indeed totaling up to 100. For our group data, we have performed some mathematical calculation that we uses mean formulas, medians, modes, variance, and standard deviation. For our group data, we have used the formula of mean, which is the total of fx being divided with total of frequency, which getting us 38.737, while our median value, where we would add the boundary of the lower model class, adding with the total of frequency divided by 2, and then we minus with the cumulative frequency before the model class, and then we divided by the model class, and then times with the range of the size of the classes, will get us the value of 33.07. Now, when we want to calculate the mode of our group data, we will have to use the formula of A plus D1 divided by D1 plus D2, and being multiplied by C, which is the range of classes, we will get the value of 23.143, while our variance value is gained by the formula of total of fx square divided by total of frequency minus by the total of fx divided by total of frequency square. This will get us the value of 388.57, while our standard deviation is the square root of our variance, which getting us the value of 19.7122. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. In this video, we explore how 100 households in Bukit Gambir spend their monthly income on food, and how we use statistics and Excel to analyze their spending patterns. We collected data from 100 households and analyzed both group and ungrouped data. The goal was to understand how much income goes towards food, and what that tells us about households' behavior. The histogram shows that most households spend between 20% and 13% of their income on food. The model class is around 25%, forming a normal distribution. The Ogilvy graph shows cumulative spending. More than half of the households spend less than 1/3 of their income on food. This reveals a skewed pattern. Some spend much more than others. Let's compare group and ungrouped data. Both methods give consistent results. The average food expenditure is around RM850, with most households spending between RM550 and RM1,150. The high standard deviation shows wide variation in spending. Lower income households tend to spend a larger portion of their income on food. Some special groups spend nearly half of their income just on food. Pie chart comparing low vs high income on food spending. The food expenditure range is 90.5% very high. This means spending habits vary widely, from very low to excessive. We use Microsoft Excel to calculate key statistics. Here are the formulas for ungrouped data. This formula helps us quickly analyze raw data and understand spending behavior. For group data, we use statistical formulas to calculate mean, median, and mode. Group data is reliable and accurate even when using interval midpoints. The results are consistent with ungrouped data. To measure how spread out the data is, we use formula for variance and standard deviation. This helps us understand how much food spending varies from the average. In conclusion, food spending is a major part of households' budgets. The data show wide variation. Some spend very little, while others spend excessively. This analysis helps us understand economic behavior and can support better policy decisions. Thanks for watching. If this video helped you understand food expenditure analysis, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you in the next one.